To file 9B, page 3920. And this is probably also one of the reasons, Mr. Adams, that Commissioner Baloyi is putting it to you that you didn't want to disclose that witness G accompanied you to Orlando. So it just tell me if you have 3920.
I do.
This is a letter from General Khan's attorneys, and it is addressed to one of the recipients. I think it's Ms. Mbele or Mr. Mbele, but it's CC'd in there is General Mbuso Kumalo. And it regards a request that was made by General Mbuso Kumalo to interview or see General Khan while he was in hospital. And the attorneys address a letter to them to explain what the arrangements will be regarding visits to with General Khan by SAPS officials. And the letter says, we confirm that we act on behalf of Major General Feroz Khan. We have been copied in on the exchange below. As a solution, we propose that subject to our client's medical condition, and the professional views of the attending medical team, any visits to our client must be facilitated through witness G. We have requested that witness G facilitate such requests as he is more readily available to respond in person and that he is or should be familiar with members of SAPS. Our reservation regarding the appointment of the PKTT is being addressed with the acting national commissioner. Now, there's also an affidavit by witness G where he says that although he works with General Khan, he has a close friend relationship with him, considers them to be friends. And this is the same person that's escorting you to Orlando Police Station, right? To go and lodge criminal charges against, amongst others, the Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence, right? And does it not so transpire that one of the concerns or one of the allegations that you made was that somebody like General Khan was being overlooked in favor, and General Kumalo was being favored for the position of Divisional Commissioner when there were other more qualified or qualified generals within crime intelligence, one of them being General Khan?
Yes, ma'am.
That's correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So you can see why we are saying to you that the reason why you didn't want to disclose that witness G was the person that escorted you is because of this close connection that he has with associates of the minister who you complain about your investigation, which the minister, office of the minister escalates, and insofar as General Khan is concerned, where you are raising issues that he potentially has been overlooked for the position of Divisional Commissioner, which General Kumalo got. Correct?
May I respond?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. I note the email. It genuinely has nothing to do with me, but I will assist you. I will try and assist with the assertion you've made. My complaint about policemen being overlooked had everything to do with security clearance. I was asking questions as to why people who didn't have security clearance became heads of provinces, heads of crime intelligence, and as a matter of fact, I think it was the National Commissioner that said, and this is more than a year and a half ago, so I'm saying it loosely. He said, Adams has issues with everybody and their security clearance, but he doesn't speak about Khan, who skipped a rank. And my reply was, give me the evidence and I will lay a charge. That evidence never came. I'm not acting for Khan. As a matter of fact, later down the line, it's unfortunately not in my affidavit, but I'm going to say something that, but I just want to, when we get there. What I'm saying, I do understand the complications, and I'm understanding clearer than ever how wide this net is. And I'm understanding that while I'm trying to lay charges so that we can start fixing the SAPs, there's a game being played behind me that I still don't fully understand.
Okay, but did you know that General Khan also deposed to an affidavit in one of your cases?
In one of my cases?
Yes.
I was never told
Were
this.
You were never told?
Never.
Okay. Now,
When you raise the complaint, and it's only because you've mentioned it now, it's not anything that I would have asked questions about. When you raise the complaint about General Khan, such as General Khan, being overlooked when people without security clearance are appointed, did you know or did you inquire about his own security clearance? Because the testimony that we've had so far suggests he also doesn't have security clearance.
Ma'am, last night people went on TV claiming that I didn't know Andre Lincoln, and I said to myself, I'm not going to mention my brother anymore, but I just want to. I mean, his wife went on TV and confirmed that we were friends and that we were working together against corruption and gangsterism. But I just want to say to you, I don't have the names right here. General Lincoln told me 7 of the 9 PCs don't have security clearance. Madondo will never have one. Kumalo has one now. This was the discussion because his concern and my concern was our SAPS is run by people who for whatever reason cannot get security clearance.
My question is about General Khan.
No, I'm getting there. So I specifically asked him, what about Khan? He said, last I checked, he had one.
Okay. Thank you. The evidence before us suggests he also doesn't have security
I will not
clearance.
fight with
So
that.
this is yet another case where General Lincoln gave you an incorrect answer.
It could well be, ma'am. And
Okay.
as I say, I'm quoting him loosely. He said, last time I checked, he did. But what I'm saying is, if General Khan does not have security clearance, he doesn't belong in the office either.
Thank you.
okay, and then just finally on this aspect, how long did you know Mr. Nkabinde at the time that you complained to the minister on the 1st of November?
The very first correspondence I ever had with Cedric Nkabinde was when he replied to my email. And he called me from an office line, maybe a day or two later, and asked me if I was happy with the progress made, with his responses. And I said, yeah. And he said, take my cell number if you need me after hours. But I never used it until one specific day, and you're going to play that recording later. That was the first time I actually used his cell phone.
Okay, that's when you use a cell phone, but I think you are wrong on your sequence again, because remember I took you to your email of 1 November 2024 at 8:21, where you addressed the email to the minister himself. And then I say to you 4 minutes later, the email is then addressed to Mr. Nkabinde. So how did Mr. Nkabinde know to send, for you to send the email to Mr. Nkabinde? How did you know to do that? And that's when you said you received a call. Yeah, so it wasn't a day or two later.
All of our email addresses are on the parliamentary phone book. If I punch in your name, your email address will come. So I found out who the minister's staff was. And also the other person that was looking, no, I'm lying, no.
You are lying. You said yesterday
lying.
that
I am lying.
Yes.
No, my sequence is
And
here
I
to
wasn't even trying to catch you out in a
I know.
lie. I was just
No.
correcting you.
If I may, ma'am, sorry. It's because I'm being flooded with paperwork here. That's why I'm correcting myself. I'm lying. The first time I spoke to Nkabinde, I got a response from Nkabinde, was, did I email him or did he email me?
You emailed the minister on the 1st of
On the
November,
1st.
the minister himself. And I said to you, how did you know to then email Mr. Nkabinde 4 minutes later to forward that same email? And that's when you said you got a call from Mr. Nkabinde to forward it to him.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that was the first time, the 1st of November,
Yes,
not
ma'am.
2 days later.
Sorry.
So you're saying that is the first time that you spoke to Mr. Nkabinde?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how did the relationship progress such that by the time you meet on the 6th of January 2025 with the IDAC guys, you're able to tell them about what Mr. Nkabinde told you about the threat made by General Mkonazi?
I will happily tell you that. I received information, and it seemed too far-fetched to be true. until I spoke to certain people who said, this is a concern. And I think you're going to play I don't know if you're going to play the recording, because I don't want to.
About the threat?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll get
So
to
can-
that. There's one part where you use very colorful language.
Can I
Well,
ask
you use
that
it
you-
in both, but the
Can-
first one, it's not as audible. I had to strain my ear for it, but I could hear the colorful language.
Can I-
And
can
so
I ask
I'll
that you
rather
don't-
play the second one,
Please.
but I can't protect you from what you said there as well, but it's less than the first one.
And I'm asking that if we can even edit it out, my mother's watching.
Okay, tell your mother to switch off now, because I can't edit it and... Okay. Yes, you can explain the relationship, and then we'll get to the recording. How the relationship
There
progresses.
was no real relationship. And I'll tell you why I only called him on that day is because I have, at the best of times, maybe 50 people on my WhatsApp. People are free to use my parliamentary number. There's no WhatsApp on there. But as for WhatsApp, it's a very intrusive thing. So I did not call him. I took his number, but I did not call him.
Okay,
Are we playing now?
I'll play it now, Chair.
May all sensitive viewers or listeners please switch off or stop listening at this point, please.
Thank you, Chair.
Mommy, please. Do we need headphones?
And that includes Mama Adams.
That's perfect for me, thank you.
These are the same.
My brother, Mansan's telling me there's something about the threat to arrest the minister or something. Who he wants to arrest?
He wants to extend them for disbanding the political killing department.
But he can't do it.
This is off the record. He told Central Chief of Staff, I will arrest the fuck up if you disband this unit. That happens. Don't even between 6 other people, we're on 9. That unit is very important for this group. Because that's the unit that's used to terrorize everyone.
How are we going to teach them?
It's like the new flag laws.
They'll get proper members.
No, this is the new flag laws unit. Let me tell you that.
They'll get proper members.
I'm struggling to get that boy out, that Lamini boy out of prison.
So just to summarize what is being said, you tell them, and can I just preface this by saying, when you first tell Ms. Ramsamy and Mr. Rapesu about the threat by General Mkhwanazi, you in fact don't really know General Mkhwanazi.
No.
You struggle to even get to who he is. You mistake him for somebody as a general in crime intelligence. And Mr. Rapesu is trying to get the name out of you, and he says, who is it? Is it somebody that's national? And you didn't know. That's correct. So as at 6 January 2025, you didn't really know General Mkhwanazi.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So by the time you repeat the threat to Mr. Perumal, the reason why you know it's General Mkhwanazi is because Mr. Rapesu asked you, is it General Mkhwanazi? And you say, yes, that's the one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're relaying to them that Mr. Nkabinde told you that General Mkhwanazi called him, Mr. Nkabinde, and said that he's going to effing arrest Minister Mchunu if he disbands the PKTT. Correct?
If I may, I had heard the rumor that very morning that there was a plot to arrest Minister Mchunu. Now, I've made it very clear to anyone that will listen that while I have my differences with the minister on the issue of disbandment of the PKT and the strengthening of the AGU, I support the minister. And what the rumor was going around, and I have a screenshot of it somewhere because someone sent it to me, but by the next morning it had gone countrywide. It was that General Mkhwanazi, no, I don't know if General Mkwanazi's name is on there, but the PKTT is going to arrest Senzo Mchunu if he tries to disband it. So I called Mr. Nkabinde and I said to him, I'm hearing rumors that probably aren't true, but they are concerning. And he said to me, General Mkwanazi called me and told me that they will arrest the minister if he attempts this. And I was shocked because I genuinely believe that in spite of everything said about the suspended minister, that he's a more than decent man, and I was upset about it. So that is my answer.
When you first tell Mr. Rapesu and Ms. Ramsamy about the threat, you actually refer them to, you say to them, can I tell you something that I'm not supposed to tell you? And you say to them, and this is why Ms. Ramsamy actually asked that it not be played, that part, because you were saying it's off the record, but you were the one that actually wanted that part to be played when you gave us the clippings. But in that record, that clipping, you say to Mr. Rapesu and Ms. Ramsamy that I want to tell you something that I'm not supposed to tell you, but the minister, Minister Mchunu is freezing CI positions, right? Now, why do you say that you're not supposed to tell them that?
Because General Lincoln asked me to tell nobody. He said Senzo is cleaning up.
Okay, but by the 6th of January 2025, the disbandment letter that was sent by the minister to the National Commissioner was already public, and one of the directives from the minister to the National Commissioner was that the post should be frozen. So it wasn't a secret. So it seems to me that you weren't referencing the letter. You had information other than what was contained in the letter. And now you're saying it's because General Lincoln told you, which means he had inside information.
Ma'am, you know, I've got a voice note here that I will not play, but I will play it to you.
Then don't tell us.
No,
have.
No, because I don't want to drag that man any further. I don't want to harm his family, but General Lincoln had deep information within the SAPS because of the respect people had. People would complain by him, and he'd give it. If you understand what I'm saying, he and I would sit and we see how we could source it. So I'm not talking about this particular issue. I'm talking about issues on the whole. So for me, when the man asked me, keep this tight, Senzo's cleaning up, this was good news, even though I didn't know what Senzo was doing.
Yes, I'm interested in that part because it seems to me that what you're saying to us is that General Lincoln had information about what the minister was going to do, which was something outside of the official letter that was communicated to the National Commissioner, because if it was something that was already public, you wouldn't need to say to Ms. Ramsamy and Mr. Rapesu, I'm going to tell you something I'm not supposed to tell you, because by then the letter is public. Everybody knows about it.
That's what I say, ma'am. That is exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I know. And that's why I don't think I expand any further, because I've got nothing else to add.
So General Lincoln didn't tell you how he knew that Minister Mchunu wanted to clean up?
Out of respect for him, there are things I didn't ask.
Okay.
You know, there are things above my pay grade. But I must state for the record, and I don't want to mention my friend anymore, that the respect I had for that man, I never questioned anything about him.
Okay.
I think, Mr. Adams, the more important issue maybe on this topic is you have brought General Lincoln into things that we consider questionable, as in him being on your evidence, him being involved in things that he had no business to be involved with and to discuss with you as a friend and member of parliament. And on this last conversation, that here he knows what the minister is planning to do. And if he were here, we would have had to ask him the question, what business and in what capacity you're retired. So I appreciate that you express, and I don't quarrel with the kind of respect for him that you express, but I don't know that you realize that you've brought his name into matters that are of concern, not only subject matter to the commission, but who in fact was involved in what looks like machinations. You know, you've involved him, you've invoked his name in that way. I just want to draw it to your attention that that's the effect of your testimony. And if we accept it, maybe let me say, if I accept your testimony that implicates him, everything that you have said about him, I would, alone, I'm not implicating my co-commissioners, I would conclude on what you have said about him, that he was part of the shenanigans that have created and resulted in, among other things, the prosecutions of General Kumalo that we now know IDEC is dealing with them the way that they do, or the National Prosecuting Authority. I would have to conclude that he was part of the machinations that, and he had knowledge into the minister's decisions and reasons to dissolve the PKTT and the other decisions that the minister has made, because that's how you've implicated him. You know, he's feeding you information, he's sending you to meet with people clandestinely that you are not able to disclose because you understand you cannot disclose these things. It's a consequence of your testimony, how you implicate him. Do you want to comment?
Please, ma'am, if I may. This man had retired from the SAPS. He lost both his legs. He was an amputee. He sat in a wheelchair. He'd get in that wheelchair, find his way to his car, and meet me in Manenberg or Lavendale to stop gang violence. He was passionate about cleaning out the SAPS. I understand 100% the consequences of what have happened since I opened those cases, but my affidavit said General Lincoln told me, walk away, son.
More importantly,
what I'm trying to say is that this man had no ulterior motives.
Yes, he may not have had, and it's still a debate that must be had whether we accept what you say about him. But I'm saying if I accept that your testimony about him is correct, that he told you this, he connected to you and all of that, if I accept that, then it creates the impression that he was part of, he involved himself, let me say, he involved himself in business and affairs that as a retiree, he had no business to be involved with. He had no business to get involved in telling you that, oh, the minister is cleaning up. He had no business to know that. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because he's not in force. He's not in the force, in the service.
I will concede that.
You understand that?
But,
okay.
But I just want to state it on the record. That man had no intentions that weren't good, and
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ngu.
Mr. Adams, then can we go to the topic of your A1 statements? And I had prepared extensively on this, and you came. I had prepared extensively on this, and you came to me this morning to say that you want to tell us about these A1 statements before I interrogate you on it, which is on page 3475 of file 9. What is it?
File 9 or 9B?
I think it's 9, normal 9,
Thank you.
just 9.
That's it. Thank you, sir. 35?
3475.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Let me first identify the documents. So the first one, it's separated by a page. 3475 is where the affidavit starts, and it says A1 bracket 1. And then you'd have to go to 3478, which is the second page of the affidavit. Do you have it?
Thank you. I'm unsure if we're going there, because I'm going to save the commissioner a whole lot of time.
Yes, but I first want to identify
Oh.
them so that the commissioners know
3475?
which affidavits you're talking about when you tell them
Oh, sorry,
what you want to say.
3475?
3475 and 3478.
Last time, Mr. Ngube, we had to correct the second page. It should be 3476.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
Advocate.
So then the next one is at 3479. Chair, you will tell me if I'm still correct, because mine, I'm working off the electronic version. 3479 and 3480.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And then 3483 and 3484. That's the third one.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you confirm the signatures that, on the pages that we've identified?
There's also 3485?
3, 4, no, that's the supplementaries, Commissioner Baloy. These are the A1s. So you want to tell us whether those are, it's your signature on those pages that we've dealt with?
Those are my signatures.
And it's commissioned by Mr. Perumal on the 6th of January 2025.
Yes, ma'am.
And it says, "In my presence at Cape Town."
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell us about this affidavit, these affidavits.
Commissioners, thank you, Advocate. Mrs. Ransamy is right that this is a deviation on these affidavits, but they are commissioned on the same day, on the date as said. However, what has transpired in this committee, it has become obvious to me that Advocate Johnson was working with a brief, and that I was seen in this respect as a pawn. This is why I have laid the criminal charges against the IDAC and Dylan Perumal. And if it is okay with the commissioners, and I will consult my attorney and the investigating officer, who I intend to see this week, and we will, if it is lawful, I will give you my affidavit that will be presented to the NPA. Because what happened here, from here on in, and I do not wish to talk about it here, not on a public platform, from what I know now, it was wrong. False pretenses were used. And from here, I'm not saying what happened before. I'm not saying hotels weren't bought without tax monies. I'm not saying any of that. But right here, I think 30 years of prosecution experience was thrown around. Certain things were done. And this is why I have laid the criminal charge with the IDAC. Against the IDAC.
Well, let's just take it step by step. These are your affidavits.
Yes,
It was
ma'am.
commissioned by Mr. Perumal on the 6th of January 2025 in Cape Town.
Yes, ma'am.
But not during the consultation that was held with you, Mr. Rapesu, Ms. Ramsamy, and Mr. Perumal on the 6th of January 2025.
I'm going to give the Commission one final statement on this before I invoke my right, not to remain silent.
Well, you don't, according to you, you've laid the criminal charge, so
Yes, ma'am.
you won't have to invoke any right. And we don't know whether it's under investigation. You've just lodged it. So I am going to ask you to explain to the commissioners what you've said.
Yes.
And I want you to be very careful with what you say, remembering that you are under oath
Yes.
now regarding this.
Yes.